Greetings and salutations. I'm Nate.
I'm Michaela.
Welcome back to the podcast, Where to From Here. And we have a lot of catching up to do, a lot of conversations that we need to have. If you're reading the title, so you know what we are addressing. We got beef with Jesus, we got smoke with God.
Yeah.
So, this is what this podcast is about. Thank you for tuning in. And we just want to say thank you for all the support, all the love, all the people that told us and encouraged us to keep doing the podcast. Because honestly, if I'm honest, I don't know why we're doing the podcast.
if
It,
if we could help just one person, it's
if we
worth
could
it.
just help one person, it's all worth it in the end. But yeah, we got beef with Jesus. Last time we did a podcast, we was in our old apartment in Nashville,
Mm-hmm.
and we decided together to make a decision. Say, hey, we're gonna step out on faith, move closer to the church, and yeah, it has been a journey. It has been a process. So we are technically moved in, but we still got a lot of unpacking to do because we're
Right.
lazy, we're tired,
Yeah.
our bodies are going through a lot right now. So we're still just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, for sure. I would say today is I'm nervous for this one. I know that it's controversial. Even when we brought it up to other people, they're like, "You have beef with Jesus?" Like it was almost like an outlandish um, topic.
Yeah.
Like they it's that thing that everybody has but nobody talks about.
Yeah. It's tough because we are believers. We step out on faith. We trust in God in everything that we do. We pray. We make decisions together. And sometimes those things that you have faith for
Yeah.
and pray about doesn't come to pass. And that's where the beef begins with us. So we made the decision to say, hey, we want to get more planted, more rooted in our church. We want to be closer to the church. But at the same time, being closer to the church means we're further away from our jobs. So the driving to our jobs has been total pain.
A lot of gas money.
A lot of gas money. Not even that, just a lot of wear and tear on our vehicles now.
Mm-hmm.
And I have an older vehicle that has 212,000 miles on it. It has a rebuilt engine, so technically all of that don't count. But I have an older vehicle that uses a lot of gas.
Right.
Costs me $70 to fill up, and I have to fill up at least once a week just to make it to work 5 days a week, and it's been a lot.
Yeah.
When we was in Nashville, we were 30 minutes away from our job. It was very convenient, but at the same time, it was further away from church,
Yeah.
and that was kind of our decision, making a new jump on our lives and wanting to go close to the church, move to a new apartment. But that issue of driving every day is, man, that is a pain.
It's
Waking up at
tiring.
4 o'clock in the morning and just to make it to work and
Yeah.
trying an hour drive, traffic is terrible, but we figuring it out. It's a
Yeah.
process.
Yeah, for me, I get up earlier than what I used to, and I am not a morning
No,
person at all. I think we've talked about it here before how I am not a morning person.
she's not.
If I am asleep, I want to stay asleep and I want to get as many moments as I can. I will say, however, that me getting up at the time I am making it to work every day on time now.
She's
So,
finally on time after what, a year of being late to,
of us being together, of me being
yeah,
like,
being late every day. Like
yeah,
literally 17 minutes away from her job. She's late. Now she's an hour away and she's on time. I don't understand it. It's weird.
I think it's just like the motivation to just get up and go and get there, get the day over with so I could take the hour something drive back and get home and get just to the community, which I will say it's worth it. Like, I personally love going to Walmart or going to random places and running into people from my church. Like, it just brings like that little flicker of joy that I may need in the day and hope. And I don't know. I personally love it.
I like it too. Just going to Slick Pig, seeing people from church,
Yeah.
those small little conversations. But I guess like some of the inconveniences, obviously, the drive to work. But I have turned that time to me and God's time.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, there's just me and God time. Either I'm listening to a podcast or just listening to music, uplifting myself and going crazy with worship. But I just turn to me and God time. Even though it's an hour, it go by so fast, it
Yeah.
seems, because I'm just in the car singing and worshiping God. And that kind of leads us to this beef that we have with Jesus. So for the last, what, 2 months or a month and a half, I've been trying to get a new job. And this job was probably perfect for me. Just the environment, career wise, making that step finally being in my career. And I went to the job process, the interviews, and going through the whole interview, having faith. Honestly, I felt like I wasn't qualified, but they reassured me, like, hey, we're not looking for the qualifications. We want people to line up with who we are, and you meet that. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I got faith. I got people praying, got people speaking life, and in this with me, taking that step of faith, knowing that this is the perfect job for me.
Mm-hmm.
And the last interview, I went on a tour, made a lot of connections, personal connections, just remembering the guy's name, making intentional conversations, just trying to connect, trying to show that I'm a team guy, that I can fit in any situation. It went very well. I was very excited. I was very high. And then the day finding out, they kept pushing it back, saying who we're going to hire, and it was like, we're going to find out this day. They kept pushing it back. I was like,
Yeah.
come on, let's just get this over with. And it took a month and a half, 2 months process, and I have faith. And this job was more money. Obviously, the career, it was better.
Somewhat closer.
It was technically, yeah, it was closer.
Mm-hmm.
So, and just the hours of the job is better. I don't have to work weekends. I don't have to work on Sunday. Like, I'll be able to be at church every Sunday, every weekend. It's
Yep.
like, this is my time. This is my moment. But I remember I got the call. I was on the phone with a customer, and I seen it. I'm like, yeah, this the call right here is what I've been looking for. Like, I got the job, but I couldn't answer the phone. So they left a voicemail, say, hey, we are in a worship session. We can't talk. Please give us a call back. But I was so excited. I was telling my wife, I was like, this is the moment. And I ended up giving them a call, and it didn't go well. It was like, well, we're sorry about this. We really like you, but we
Yeah.
didn't choose you. I was wishing they gave me an email. And then I just remember going on my 10-minute break, just weeping in the car. And I think I went to lunch. It's painful.
Yeah.
Left me with a lot of questions with God and upset at God. And people sometimes, they mean very well, and it's frustrating hearing, you know, something's better, it's on the way, or God has something better for you. I don't like hearing that. Well, I'm tired of hearing that. I'm tired of not having my moment. I'm tired of not having the success story.
Right.
I'm tired of not having the dream job. I'm tired of just saying maybe this was not God's will. I'm tired of that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to keep going and begging God to move for me. because I know who he is. That's why it's so hard, because we know who he is. We know his
Yeah.
character. We know his record. We know what he can do. We know
Right.
everything about God. We know the amazing stories, what he's done for other people. Now it's our turn. Now we feel that the same God that did it for them can do it for us, and he doesn't do it for us. And there lies the problem, because I know who he is.
Yeah.
I know his character. I know his ability.
Yeah.
I know what his word says. I know he's a promise keeper and a way maker and a provider. And now it's his time to do it for me. And that's why it gets so frustrating when it doesn't
Yeah.
happen. And people will say, just not in his will.
Yeah. Or they say you can't be angry with God, which that's not scriptural. You see times in scripture where people they were mad with Jesus, you know. They got they got upset. Peter was so upset he cussed. So
Yeah.
you see Job, he let it all out. He was upset. He was like, "Why pick on me? I'm." He knew he was perfect. When you're doing things right, you know you're doing things right.
It's like when you're having faith, when you're giving, when you're doing every little checklist, maybe going above and beyond,
Yeah,
extending yourself so much, and now you're needing God to extend his mercy, his grace, his promises, and it doesn't happen. It's just like a sting and a thorn to your side, to your heart,
yeah,
and it just breaks you. And time after time, it's like I'm tired of having this moment. I'm tired of picking up all the pieces and trying to build something from the chaos that
yeah,
was created. Like I want God to just do it.
yeah. I'm even like thinking about our pastor's wife. She just preached a sermon about gardening, and she was talking about how if you plant certain seeds, that that's what's going to come forth from those seeds.
Right.
And we have planted our seeds. You know, we transplanted from Nashville to Murfreesboro in faith that our jobs would be transferred to Murfreesboro, our church home and ministries would be planted in Murfreesboro. We've put the seeds in the ground, we've covered that ground, we even got an extended contract on the apartment. Um, just because like we want to be here
Yeah.
and we definitely felt led to be here, but where's the, I guess, partnership with God as far as him bringing forth that harvest and letting us actually be planted and blooming where our heart's desire is for all pure motivations. And it's really hard
Yeah.
because of the fact that we're not seeing, you know, we're just wanting to break through the ground and we can't even do that right now because it feels like we're not getting the water.
Yeah. We're not getting all the resources that we need. Like we don't see the evidence of the move we making right now. We don't see it flourishing at all.
Yeah.
And it's just the beginning, and we understand, but it's just the frustrating. Like God, you see, we took a big step here.
Hmm.
Like come, like you said, partner with us
Yeah.
and meet us here. And my whole life, I've never had to miss a Sunday for work. And it seems like I'm just always, well, one month I had to work 2 Sundays. Terrible. And then we had a wedding, our wedding anniversary.
Hmm.
Like 3 of the 4 Sundays, I wasn't at my home church. And that was very hurtful for me. Then the next time I get to church, I'm leading worship. I feel like terrible because I'm like, man, I don't want to be here. Now I'm on the platform. Like, I don't get a chance to just take in God's presence like I'm serving.
Yeah.
And I love to serve. That's who I am. Actually, I want to serve more.
Yeah.
And that's the whole reason we move. Like, we want to be involved more. We
Right.
want to serve more. We're trying to figure it out. And it's tough. Just imagine not being able to use all your gifts that God has given you, no matter how many times you have tried to make it work and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like I haven't preached in so long and teached. I think I preached 4 times last year. I went from a place where I was preaching at least 2 to 3 times a month, and now I probably preached 4 times last year. And going to this year, I don't know what that number is going to look like,
Yeah.
and it's like choking my spirit, my mental, feeling like a failure, feel like I'm failing at leading my wife. Like everything is just, it's been a battle and it's tough. And I don't know how to navigate this. It's tough. I've reached out to mentors in my life,
Yep.
just looking for guidance, and it's just been a mental battle on me and just upset with God. Like, God, why? Like, help me. This is why my beef with Jesus is probably never going to go until something breaks, but I'm not ashamed to say that I'm hurting, that I'm weak. I need help. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's okay. Like, I understand that it's okay not to be okay, not to be satisfied with the status quo. So every day I have to lift myself up. I have to pray to a God and say that He's a waymaker
Mm-hmm.
and say that He's a provider. When I need Him to do it for me, He fell short. And every day I have to restore that relationship with God
Right.
and not lose connection with God. That's the battle itself.
Yeah, for sure.
I got to say, He's an on time God. Yes, He is. And when it was time for Him to show up, I felt like He didn't show up. And I still got to pray to Him because He's a selfish God. And if I don't do that, I'm in the wrong.
Yep.
But I felt like that God was in the wrong. Like He didn't show up for me. Like I needed my Father to show up, and
Yeah.
He didn't. And now, what did I do? I don't give up.
Right.
I keep speaking faith.
Yeah.
I keep speaking life. I keep singing. I keep worshiping. I keep praying. I keep waiting on Him to show up.
Yeah. And I think about situations, even in my own personal life, that, God didn't show up even beforehand. Like my aunt dying of cancer, like we were praying even that she would be able to move to the States just so she could get better health care and get the help that she needed because she was in Canada. And so my aunt, like, I think about my aunt and other people that have gone through cancer journeys and other healthcare journeys, and you just hit your knees for these people. Like, and when that time comes that they don't make it through, you're like, but there could have been such a testimony. There's so many times in my life where I could say that could have been such a great testimony.
Yeah.
And it's just like, but God, why? I remember I had gotten into a car accident, totaled my car, the whole deal, and I ended up going to the hospital. And they did a scan on me, and they're like, you need to go get more tests done because you have growths on your thyroid. And I'm like, hearing from a car accident pain to, oh, now you may have cancer, basically, and had to do all this testing. And it wasn't cancer, but cancer was in my family.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, okay, I still want it out because they gave me the option. You could have it out. Basically, all you have to say is you have a hard time swallowing. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of a bigger girl, so I think that has to do with like how you swallow your food and chew and all that. And so they medically wrote it as needing to get my thyroid out since I was high risk for cancer and all of that. And they told me it was basically a no risk surgery. Basically, if I had gotten it out, that Even if my levels were off somewhat, I could be put on medication and live a perfectly normal life. And I think you could probably attest to I'm not normal. I,
She
I
finally
am not
admits it.
I am not
Finally admitted.
normal. My hormones are so crazy now, and I'm just like my weight goes up and down and other things, trying to have a baby, one day, and we've been married for over a year, and I just don't know, does this play into it? It's a bunch of, is it because I decided to take something out precautionary that I actually really messed myself up? That's not supposed to happen. And I did it out of faith that I was doing the best thing. And sometimes, sometimes the faith move it's a hard move.
Yeah.
You don't know the repercussions of even making a move out of faith.
It's a battle. Speaking of thyroids, I got to take a test literally tomorrow to see what's going on with me, trying to get healthy. And man, it's scary. I don't know what to think. Like my mind, how my mind is. I'm like, man, going to the worst of the worst, trying to prepare mentally, but just never know what's going on. And the unknown,
Yeah,
not being in control, but I know whatever happens, whatever shows up, we're gonna face it. I don't want the worst to happen, but whatever happens, we're gonna figure it out.
right.
And just being in this moment now, happy, making decisions, and those decisions having repercussions, no matter what we do.
Even if it's a right
Even you
decision.
feel like it's the right decision, it's still gonna have repercussions and maybe ruin relationships, ruin our our legacy in a way, ruin our name. Just whatever decision we make, it feel like it's gonna be the wrong decision, even though you feel like it's right and you
Yeah,
stepping out on faith. So we're just in a season of like we're waiting. We're gonna stick through it, no matter how it feels, no matter how it's not benefiting us spiritually and mentally. We just gotta take it a day at a time.
right.
That's what we've been doing the last 3 weeks. And even though we moved, the craziest thing since we've been here, like we don't know what's going on. Like our legs are like tore up with bumps, like bite marks. We don't know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been a pain. Like we just wake up scratching. I don't know. I guess they had like a dog here before us or whatever it is.
Something.
Something like it's been a pain. We're trying to figure it out. Like
You want to
just
tell
bumps.
the U-Haul journey?
Yeah, the U-Haul. So yeah, this is just how our lives is now, man. It's just chaos, some kind of way. Something's gonna go wrong in our lives. So we end up getting a U-Haul to move because we have a big mattress. We had a washer and dryer. We have to put in storage, and we rent a U-Haul. So here's the thing. You know me. I'm gonna be real transparent. That's just how I am. So I hate moving. Um, how our work ethic is totally different,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard for me to coexist with her and working out stuff. Like we literally had argument the whole time moving stuff, like how she process information is not, and how I deliver it sometimes can cause issues and
Mm-hmm.
friction. One amazing story. So I was taking the dishes out, and she was in the bathroom or something. Then she came out. She was about to start moving the dish, and I said, "Hey, those dishes are dirty. Um, what did I say? Do you want to keep it or clean it or something?" But I let her know that the dishes was dirty before she even responded. And then she said, "What you mean the dishes are dirty? I just washed them." She said, "What dishes are dirty?" And I literally said, "The dishes are dirty." She said, "No, I just washed them." But I'm like, "No, I just looked. I know that they're dirty."
He didn't say he looked. I had asked him, "Did you just look?"
But
Because I just did them.
I said the dishes are dirty. That's my statement, let her know what's going on.
Yep.
And so that's how I communicate. I don't know if she like I don't know how she did understand what I was saying, but caused a whole problem. Like moving is terrible. I hate it. But
Yeah.
anyways,
So the backstory to all of this is Nate said, "Let's get movers." And I said no.
yeah.
We'll get our
Oh,
own.
let's
We'll get
get
our own truck
they do the
so we can
whole
save
thing.
money.
Yeah. So she was like, let's ask people from the church. It's like, okay, let's get movers and all that. Then she's like, no, we can do it ourselves. And so that what really got me. I'm like, we gonna move a whole house by ourselves, just us, when we can ask for help. Not Michaela. She won't save money. She's the money, like every little thing she could save. And I think that was the whole issue with the arguments. I was like, really? Oh, blah blah blah. I gotta do all this. And then what got me, bro? This is what got me, gang. So we moved like the apartment we in, like technically on the third floor.
Yeah,
So we
second.
had these totes that we'll fill up, take it to the car.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll fill the tote up, but she never took them down the stairs.
I couldn't see the
Cause
stairs.
she said
I'm little.
I couldn't see the stairs.
I'm 5'1". I have to see where I'm going. I
She
don't
said
like
I
the
couldn't see
thought.
the stairs. And I'm like, I'm not even looking at the stairs. I'm just knowing how to step. Like I'm not looking at the stairs.
And you tripped on the stairs, didn't you?
When? No, not when we was moving.
Yes, you did.
You bring up a whole new story. You bring up a whole new story that has nothing to do with us moving. I don't like that. But I'm like, bro. So she would never take me down the stairs. And then it was raining, like as we were moving. I had on slides. Like I was just soaking wet, no jacket. So it was a terrible experience. But the U-Haul situation. So apparently the U-Haul drove in from Georgia to Tennessee. We went to pick it up. She went by herself. There was no inspection. They made her walk around it to technically inspect, but they didn't do any inspection. I didn't go with her because I went down. I said, babe, let's go together. No, she didn't want to go. She said, just go to the house because we got through an argument because it's moving, it's frustration.
My dad was going to be there, so I
Yeah, her
said,
dad's
go meet
gonna
my
go to the house,
dad.
right? So we'll go to the
I can
house.
do it.
Yeah, she's superwoman. She can do it. She's strong, and so she go pick up the U-Haul.
I walk around the U-Haul. I look at the U-Haul as I could see it. Mind you, again, I am 5'1". I didn't look up.
So we do our thing. We moved here, moved the mattress, moved the washer and dryer. Her dad was a big help. Shout out to him. He came through in the clutch. So they dropped. Well, I drove here. I started putting the bed together. They said, "Yeah, we're gonna drop the U-Haul off." I noticed that they were gone at the U-Haul for a very, very long time. So I think either I called you or you called me.
I texted you.
You texted me.
And I
She
said,
said it's
it's
not
not
going
going
well.
well.
So I called her. I'm like, okay, so what's going on? So apparently it was some damage on top of the U-Haul that happened and have no idea how it happened. There was no evidence that we did it, but since we were the last person to use it, they ended up charging our account $281. And I'm upset. I don't like it.
Yeah. I didn't like it either.
Then they lied. They was like, yeah, we got cameras at the place so we can verify. So I called them. I asked them. I said, so they called us to let us know that they can't verify, but they lied and charged us and said that they can verify. So I'm like, so y'all just gonna charge her for something y'all can't even verify that we did it or verify that it's already done. They can't even answer my question. I was gonna fight the charge, but it would have been more money. But it's frustrating. It's like it was unexpected from our account that we wasn't counting for that.
No.
So it was just frustrating. I'm like, okay, now we're not gonna fight it. We just move here. We finally home. We call this place home. But it's just those little things that keep happening. This
Yeah.
inconvenience to us. Oh my God, come on! Like we're
Yeah.
trying to plant ourselves here. We just needed to work. We're tired of the thorns and just a lot of growing pains right now.
Yeah. And I will even say, like, we had just gone through moving, we had to buy things for the move, had to buy a new bed frame, which that's a whole other story.
Whole other story. Don't get me started on IKEA furniture, bro. It's not even IKEA furniture. We got it from Amazon. It took us 6 hours to put a bed together. That's still not put together.
It's not done.
It's not even done. I don't think it's ever going to get done because she bought a bed that has cabinets and drawers on it, and I'm putting it together, following the instructions, and I still somehow put it in backwards.
I need my closet though, so we need to figure that out.
6 hours, and it's still not put together. And like honestly, it was the worst experience ever.
But anyway,
But
I mean, where I was going with that is like we had just gotten to bed and some other things, so I recount like we literally were not at all in a place to where we could have
no,
even done that 281, and we had to get coverage for it, just because of the fact it was one of those emergency
yeah,
situations.
it was tough.
It was bad. Like
We're tired of
we're
the
trying to get to where we could have savings of our own, pay
credit
off
cards.
debts, like things like that, and things just keep happening.
Yeah, and
So
we're
we
tired of it.
got
Like
beef with
we got
Jesus.
beef, bro. We tired of it. Like God, if you hear me, gang, like I'm tired of it. Like I'm tired of being on this side of the battle. I'm not your strongest. I don't want to keep
Mm-mm.
battling this thing. I'm weak, bro. Like I need help.
Yeah.
So this is our story. This is where we're at right now.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever happens, we're gonna keep growing, keep growing, keep going. Just trust in God. Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
still trust Him, even though we got problems with Him, even though we
Right.
got issues, we got smoke. We still gonna trust Him because we know who He is,
Yeah.
and we're gonna tell some amazing stories.
Amazing stories
Yeah,
one day.
it's not here now. We can't tell that testimony of grace and how God brought us through, but one day we will tell those testimonies and those stories,
Yeah.
and it's gonna help people and it's gonna reach people. So
Right.
we just gotta keep striving. What's my favorite song? David Jennings do. What how it go?
Victory is mine.
Oh yeah,
Is that the one that you're thinking of?
is that the one? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Victory is mine. I'm gonna keep singing it. I'm not gonna sing it now because my voice is kind of terrible, but I
His
gotta keep singing it.
his thyroid will get checked out.
So we're gonna figure it out, and we're gonna trust God. So
Yeah.
thank you for listening to our ramble. Thank you for listening to our beef with Jesus. We're gonna keep you
Right.
updated with our beef with Jesus. We probably gonna revisit it a couple times throughout
Yeah.
the podcast until something happens. So thank you for listening to us ramble off.
And I just want to say it's okay to have beef with Jesus. Get over the stigma of this whole God is, we know that God is great and good all the time, but there's times where you could say, hey, look, I'm struggling right now. This is hard.
Yeah.
Life is hard. And the reason why we put this out here is because we want to break the stigma. Like, honestly, like, we struggle, you struggle. It's okay
It's
to
okay.
say,
Yeah.
because God would rather hear you say that you're mad at Him than for you to keep it inside and end up building a resentment against Him. He's a good father. And just like a good father, He's going to hear every emotion that you have because He's the one that created those emotions.
Yeah.
So He knows even before you even say it. So you might as well just let it out.
Yeah. So if you got beef with Jesus, let somebody know that you got beef, bro. Let somebody know that you got smoke with them. All right. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Peace and love.
Bye.